All right, so get this. Today we're looking at a service that says it can like revolutionize video editing.
Oh, wow.
So imagine never having to edit another video again.
Really? Never?
That's what Brand MyTube is saying.
Oh, interesting.
They handle like all kinds of video editing.
So like what kinds of videos?
Everything. YouTube and Facebook ads, online courses.
Wow.
Even real estate videos, all for one monthly fee.
It seems like there's a ton of demand for video content these days.
Right.
But what makes this different than just hiring like a freelancer?
Well, from what I saw, the unlimited thing is a big deal.
Okay.
Unlimited edits and revisions for a fixed price.
So you're saying it's like having your own video editing team.
Pretty much.
Without having to pay for a whole team.
It could be a big deal if you're putting out videos all the time.
I can see that.
And they don't just like churn them out either.
Okay.
They give each client a dedicated editor.
Oh, so you work with the same person?
Yeah.
Each.
Which I think is pretty unique for this kind of service.
It does make sense for consistency.
Especially if you want people to recognize your brand.
Absolutely.
Like that's your style.
Yeah. And they even mentioned they use objective eyes to make your videos better.
Yeah. Let's think about that.
Well, they also said they use Adobe Premiere Pro, which is like professional level software.
Right.
What do you think that says about them?
I mean, first off, they're not messing around with the quality.
Yeah.
Premiere Pro isn't some basic editing app.
Definitely not.
But the objective eyes part, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
They're not just like robots following instructions.
Right, they're actually thinking about how to make your videos the best they can be.
Exactly. And that made me wonder, like, what kinds of videos are they actually good at?
I was wondering the same thing.
So they have a whole bunch of services on their site.
Oh,
Everything from like basic cuts and transitions to adding music and graphics and special effects.
Oh, wow.
They even have this thing called a viral short steal.
Viral short steal.
Where they take your longer videos and turn them into those like short, catchy videos.
That's smart.
Right. Everyone's doing those now.
Yeah, totally.
But honestly, the one that surprised me the most
Okay.
was podcast and mini show editing.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because a lot of podcasts are doing video now.
That's true. And that can be a pain to edit.
Totally.
So they're like a one-stop shop for any kind of video editing.
Seems like it, no matter what platform or format.
Did you see that testimonial from Christine Casey?
Yes. About creating videos with affirmations and the chakra system.
That really stood out to me.
Me too.
It's definitely not your average corporate video.
Not at all. It seems like they're open to all sorts of creative ideas.
So they're not afraid to work with people who have like unique visions.
Yeah, exactly. Although I did notice they mentioned some things they don't do.
Like what?
Voiceovers and those complex 2D and 3D animations.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Those are really specific skills.
It's probably better to focus on what you're good at.
For sure. But it also tells you something about who they're targeting.
Right.
They're not trying to get those big Hollywood filmmakers or animation studios.
Exactly. They want to work with content creators and businesses.
And people who just need good video editing without the hassle.
Yeah. And without having to learn all that complicated software.
So we've got a good idea of who they are and what they do.
Right.
But the big question is, how does it actually work?
Yeah, their website says it's a 3-step process, but I'm curious about the details.
Me too.
So step 1 sounds simple enough.
What?
You upload your raw footage to a shared Google Drive folder.
Easy.
No fancy software or anything.
That's great.
But then what? How do you tell them what you actually want?
Good question. That's where step 2 comes in.
Okay.
You fill out this video request form on their client portal.
Oh, so that's where you say, like, what kind of video you want. How long it should be, the music, graphics, all that stuff.
It's like a detailed order form for your video.
Okay, makes sense. But what about revisions? Like, what if you don't like what they've done?
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
They have this system where you can leave comments directly on the video.
Really? So, like, you can just point to the exact spot you want changed?
Exactly.
Exactly.
You can say something like, at 1 minute, 23 seconds, I want the music to fade out.
That's so much easier than trying to explain it in an email.
All right.
It seems like they've really thought this through.
Yeah, they've made it super user-friendly.
And you know what else? I remember seeing some testimonials.
Oh, yeah. Like who?
Brian Scott from the Reality Revolution.
Yeah.
He was raving about how fast they are and the quality.
Phil saw one from Sunny Sharma, too.
From Personal Mastery Quest.
Yeah, he talked about how good their communication is and how efficient they are.
They do seem to have a good reputation.
They do.
But I'm still curious about that comparison to Fiverr and Upwork.
Yeah.
They say they're more affordable, but is that actually true?
I think we need to look closer at their pricing.
Yeah.
They have 3 different packages.
Starting, Pro, and Ultimate.
Each one has a different price depending on how many videos you need edited each week.
It's not a pay-per-video thing. It's like a subscription.
Yeah, you're basically paying for a certain amount of editing every month.
They do mention they offer custom quotes, too.
So it's worth reaching out if you have something specific in mind.
Yeah.
Why don't we look at the details of those packages?
Okay.
And then see how they compare to those freelance sites in part 2.
Sounds good to me. All right, so let's break down these packages and see what we're actually getting.
Sounds good.
So they've got the starting package,
Yeah.
the Pro package, and then the Ultimate package.
Right.
What are the big differences between them?
Well, the starting package seems like it's for individuals or smaller businesses who just need some basic editing done.
Like what kind of stuff?
Like cutting and transitions, adding some text and mixing the audio.
Okay, so the basic essentials. And then what about the Pro package? What makes that one different?
So the Pro package takes it up a level.
Okay.
It has everything in the starting package.
Okay.
Plus some more advanced things.
Like what?
Like color correction.
Oh, cool.
Motion graphics.
Whoa.
And even green screen editing.
So if you're making marketing videos or explainer videos, and even short documentaries,
I think the Pro package would be a better choice for that.
For sure.
And then they have the Ultimate package.
Right, the top tier one.
That one's for people who just want everything.
Okay, so what's in the Ultimate package?
Well, it has everything in the Pro package.
Mm-hmm.
Plus they add in stuff like sound design, custom animations,
really,
and 3D text effects.
So this is for people who are serious about their videos.
This is next level stuff.
Yeah. They've got something for everyone, it seems like.
It does seem that way.
But let's go back to that thing about them being cheaper than Fiverr and Upwork.
Okay.
I'm still curious about that.
Yeah, let's look at the numbers.
All right.
So say you need 3 videos edited every week.
Okay.
With the starting package, you're looking at $43 per video.
Okay.
Which comes out to about $516 a month.
So that's our starting point.
Right.
Now, what if we tried to find someone on Fiverr or Upwork to do the same thing?
Well, it depends who you find.
Yeah.
Like how much experience they have.
Right.
But you could easily end up paying $50 to $100 per video.
Or even more.
Maybe even more.
And that's just for basic editing.
Yeah. If you want them to do things like color correction,
motion graphics,
or sound design,
it's going to cost you way more.
The price can get really high really fast.
And then there's all the time it takes to find those people.
Right. You have to check them out.
Make sure they're good.
Make sure they're actually going to do the work.
Yeah, and then you have to manage them and stuff.
You basically become a project manager.
Which takes a ton of time.
Especially if you're already busy with your business.
Or trying to create content.
Exactly.
And don't forget about all the communication problems you can have.
Oh, yeah.
Missing deadlines, people ghosting you.
It can be a real nightmare.
So with Brand MyTube, you're paying for predictability.
And reliability.
And peace of mind.
Exactly. You know what you're going to get.
And you don't have to deal with all that freelance drama.
So in terms of just the money, Brand MyTube might actually be cheaper.
Especially when you consider all those hidden costs.
And then you have to think about the unlimited revisions.
Right.
You can work with the editor until you get the video exactly how you want it.
That's huge.
Speaking of working with the editor.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that timestamping comment system.
Okay, how does that work again?
Okay, so imagine you get your edited video back.
Got it.
And you watch it, and you like it. But you want to change a few small things.
Like the music's too loud.
Yeah.
Or you want to add some text.
Exactly.
Okay.
With this system, you can pause the video at the exact spot.
Whoa.
And leave a note for the editor.
So you could be at 35 seconds, can you turn down the music?
Exactly. Or you could say, at 1 minute, 15 seconds, I want this text to appear here.
That's so much easier than trying to explain it in an email.
I know, it's so clear.
And it saves everyone so much time.
Yeah, it's super efficient.
Okay, I'm starting to see why this is so appealing.
Me too.
But let's be real, there's got to be some downsides.
Well, one thing is that you're giving up some control.
What do you mean?
Well, you're trusting them to make decisions about how your videos look.
That's true.
But that's also kind of the point.
You're right.
You're paying for their expertise.
And their objective eyes.
They might see things you don't see.
Yeah, and they might come up with better ideas.
It's about finding that balance between control and collaboration.
Yeah, and you're still the client.
Exactly. You have the final say.
And you can always ask for revisions.
As many as you need.
So even though you're giving up some control,
yeah,
you're saving a lot of time and stress.
Definitely.
What about the turnaround time?
Oh, yeah.
They say it's 24 to 48 hours.
Right.
But what if someone needs it faster?
That's true. It might not be fast enough for everyone.
But for most people, I think that's pretty good.
It's definitely faster than trying to find a freelancer.
And if you really need it rushed,
yeah,
you can always ask them if they can do it.
They might be able to.
So we talked about the downsides. Now, who do you think this is really good for?
I think this is perfect for someone who makes a lot of videos.
Okay.
Like every week or every other week or even every day.
So like YouTubers and stuff?
Yeah, YouTubers, online course creators,
businesses,
marketers, anyone who needs good video editing.
But doesn't have time to do it themselves.
Or doesn't know how to do it.
Right, and they have to want to work with an editor.
Yeah, and trust that the editor knows what they're doing.
So we're talking about busy people.
Definitely.
Who know that videos is important.
But they don't want to get stuck editing all the time.
And they probably have a good idea of what they want.
But they need help making it happen.
Based on everything we've seen, I think they're really good at editing certain kinds of videos.
What do you mean?
Like all that social media content, marketing videos, stuff for online courses.
Those short, catchy videos that everyone loves.
Remember that viral shorts deal?
Oh, yeah.
That seems like their specialty.
They're smart to focus on that.
Totally. Everyone wants those short videos now.
It shows they're paying attention to what's popular.
So we've covered a lot about brand MyTube.
We've looked at their packages.
Their pros and cons.
Oh, this is good for.
Even that comment system.
And we compared them to Fiverr and Upwork.
Wow, and all the hidden costs of using those.
But before we finish, there's one more thing I want to mention.
Okay.
Remember that thing about subtitles costing extra?
Yeah.
$95 a month, no matter which package you get.
It's not a lot.
No.
But it's something to consider.
Especially if you need subtitles on all your videos.
Like if you're trying to reach people all over the world.
Or people who can't hear well.
It's definitely a helpful thing to have.
But it's not included in the price.
So make sure you budget for it if you need it.
I think we've talked about pretty much everything there is to know about Brand MyTube.
Yeah, we've looked at how they do things.
There are good and bad points.
How they could change things.
But before we let our listeners go check them out, I want to leave them with something to think about.
I like that.
Something to really chew on. Okay, so we've spent all this time like really digging into Brand MyTube.
Yeah.
Their subscription thing, how they focus on quality, and making video editing like as easy as possible.
And how much money you could save compared to those freelance sites.
Right. But here's like the bigger question I keep thinking about.
What's that? Is Brand MyTube just like a convenient thing, or is it a sign of something bigger?
Oh, interesting. What makes you say that?
Well, they're basically saying, do what you're good at, like making the content, running your business.
Yeah.
And let us handle the stuff that's like eating up all your time.
It's like that classic business advice.
Yeah.
Outsource your weaknesses.
Exactly.
It's definitely a shift away from the DIY thing.
Right.
Everyone's like, I can do it all myself.
But maybe we can't be experts at everything.
Yeah, you're right.
And this isn't just for video editing.
Right.
There are services for everything now.
I know.
Social media, email newsletters, even your whole online marketing strategy.
It's because everything's so complicated online now.
Right.
We have to do so much stuff.
We're wearing like a million hats.
And it gets overwhelming.
To these companies like Brand MyTube are popping up to like help us.
Like that saying, jack of all trades, master of none.
Maybe it's better to just be really good at one thing.
And get other people to help you with the rest.
Especially people who can do it better and faster.
And cheaper.
Yeah, we did see that Brand MyTube could be cheaper.
Especially when you think about all the time you save.
So if you're making content and you're like burned out from all the editing, or if you have a business and you can't keep up with all the videos.
Maybe it's time to like let go a little bit.
Let someone else handle it.
Delegate it.
It might feel weird at first.
But sometimes you have to do less to actually get more done.
I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about today.
Definitely we look at all the details of Brand MyTube.
The prices, the features, how it all works.
But we also talked about this bigger trend.
Yeah.
It's not just about video editing.
It's about how we work in this crazy world.
We have so much information coming at us all the time.
And everyone wants a piece of our time.
So think about this as you go about your day.
Yeah.
What are you doing that's like draining you?
Yeah.
What's keeping you from focusing on the stuff you're really good at?
Maybe you could Brand MyTube it.
Get someone else to do it.
Free up your time.
It's worth thinking about.
That's all the time we have for this deep dive.
Thanks for joining us.